rattle your bangles.
I've lost my pen.
We're
It's a good
so
pen.
set up for this.
It's a heart pen.
We've had good afternoon.
Hello.
We've had to dust off all the old gear because we are obviously back in the same hemisphere.
Social distancing.
Oh, no. Whatever.
Cooking
Whatever.
actually in the sun.
I know, we're absolutely roasting. Excuse the hat. I will fry if I don't leave the hat on. Yes, we're lovely day.
Pretty nice place to be in a
Go
day
on the
like
BBC
this.
and it says, oh yeah, it'll be 18 degrees on air. And the car says it's like 25 when I'm going down to the office. So it's very warm.
It's so nice to see so many Scottish people with tans.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen very often.
Mine's really getting quite. It's gone from red now to, I'm in the russet mode at the moment.
And we've all become gardeners as well. We're all gardening and
Yeah. Look at this.
it's beautiful.
It's coming on.
Yeah,
coming
in
on.
such a short time.
I know. I didn't know what I was doing, but it hadn't fallen off yet, and nothing's fallen off, and I don't know. I was quite enjoying it. So, just putting the pond in next week, a little waterfall, and then we'll move on to other things.
You could have. I mean, I can think of a few fashion shows that would kill for that.
Down my boardwalk.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
cool.
Dusty quite likes walking up and down it at the moment, but
Has he been helping you with it?
he's been helping. Oh yeah, he's great help. Yeah. Just cover that up a bit because we're everything, even the iPad's too hot to touch. We don't often say that on these in this location, but anyway.
Well, the weather is beautiful.
It is.
I'm quite pleased to see the sunshine.
And we did ask last week if you wanted to send in your pictures from holiday. We got a couple from where you would be on holiday. This one from Mandy Lovejoy of Bedruthen Steps in Cornwall.
Do that again?
Yeah, Cornwall. And of course, Kate sent in her one. I think she goes down to Spain, doesn't she, Kate?
Yeah.
Kate Russell, obviously with a cocktail in the foreground. That's Carter out of focus because I'm focusing on my beer and my prawns in Palm Springs. So yeah, that's. You've got a picture here as well, haven't you, Heather? Better not put it on again. I'll put it on while I'm talking. You've got this one. Where is this one?
Lismore.
Lismore.
It's from Lismore.
Yeah. Okay.
It was either that or a room full of harps because my holidays tend to involve lots of other harpies.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
But Lismore was lovely. That was nice.
Cool.
It was a course actually with Maeve Gilchrist, and she's doing another one at the end of the year. But this one's
Well,
going to be in Edinburgh.
none of us are going anywhere this year, I don't think. But
Well, it's really late on, so this is the big thing. Whether or not that will happen, I'm not sure. It's not until November. I
right.
think we'll maybe be able to go places in November.
Hang on a minute.
Hello!
That was for Liz at the Big Co.
Hi, Liz.
Hi. Talking about the co-op, we'll just get this one out of the way. Liz, always very, very well prepared, sent me this about 10 seconds ago. Just to remind you that you can do your online shopping now. They've opened up Lumlash. They've done the first 30 postcodes from Lumlash, and another 10 will be added tomorrow. And the co-op is now back to normal opening hours.
They're
So
fantastic. It's really good the way they manage this.
Yeah, it's pretty much, no one really goes down there, I don't think, after 10 o'clock anyway. But so that's the co-op back open as you would normally
And
find
fully
it.
stocked.
Yeah, she said on another text, she said, I've got plenty of yeast now as well. Funnily enough, so have I. So, yep, back up and running with the co-op. Other news of the week, there's been a survey going around for...
How does Aaron recover?
Yeah, it's pretty much what's on the front page of the banner. So it's how does Aaron recover from COVID-19? And I think Heather and I are in agreement with this. It's a kind of a weird situation to have a survey. You wouldn't have a survey if you lived in any other part of the UK, for instance. And I'm not entirely convinced who's got the right to say whether we're open or not.
Well, we're still part of Scotland, so I suppose we have to come under, what's happening.
I think
in
the
Scotland.
debate gets very volatile, shall we say, about this, and in that respect, I don't think I'll bother with the survey myself. I mean, it's a difficult one to say. I mean, you can't just say, "Oh, we don't want any holiday homeowners coming over," or "We don't want CalMac bringing over more than 50 people at a time," or whatever, when there are businesses that will absolutely go bust because of this. So I think we have to leave it to the higher authority.
Well, I don't think we really have an option. I can understand the argument, and there's a few people I know in different islands that are saying, well, if we lock down the island, surely we could open up just for locals. But there's also quite a few places on the mainland in the Highlands that, remoter places that could say the same. So it comes down to where do you start drawing a line.
But there's people on Arran that live here and are quite happy retired here and wouldn't want to see another tourist at all. They were quite happy. The more isolated they are.
They might not feel like that when there's no restaurants and no shops and there's nothing
and the house
open.
prices go down and all that. Yeah, sure.
Because from a business point of view, the sooner we can get things moving, the better. And if you're fortunate enough to have a business that can accommodate social distancing, that's fine. But most of the businesses I know, it's not viable. I can't see how it could be viable.
No. I mean, yeah, we can keep it all shut down, but the government would have to pay every wage on the island, and what they're going to do. What are you going to do about the likes of the Douglas and the Ochrani and all that kind of thing? It's just not going to happen. So, so I don't know. It's a very strange situation. I don't know who. I roughly know who's behind the survey, but I'm not discrediting that. It's the fact that there is a survey out at the moment, which I don't know how much weight it's carrying.
Well, it can't carry any weight.
No, I don't.
Because we still come under Scottish law, and
yeah.
We have to go with what everyone else is doing. You can't have pockets that are going to say, well, we're just going to do this or we're going to do that.
Yeah.
It really is down to the Scottish Government for that.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say is that, I know everyone's got different views. If you have a business, if you're retired and you don't need a business, or, different views on it. I love the island when it's quiet, but at the same time, my livelihood depends on it being busy. So mixed emotions there, but whatever you're feeling or your circumstances or, what your view is on this, we need to be kind to each other. There is a lot of... shall we say, less kind people. I think it's horrible when it turns nasty. It affects everybody differently, and we don't always know how it's affecting everyone, so maybe a wee bit of compassion in there when we're talking to other people that have a different view on it. But you're right, I don't know what the outcome of the survey will prove or show, or if it will make any difference.
I think it's also going to be affected by how people are just generally feeling day to day. So many business people I've spoken to, and including myself, have said, I'm loving this. But then it's all down to the weather. It's the weather's...
If the weather hadn't been nice...
I think the viewpoints would be completely different as well. So...
but financially, I think we're all saying, how long can we weather this?
Yeah.
That's the really tricky one.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot we can do about it. I think it's going to go on a lot longer than we thought. So we'll just need to wait and see. The ferries also. The ferries are continuing. They're suspended bookings again. They haven't opened it up, and they're still basically continuing with their essential only journeys. Is there anybody out there watching? You're probably all in the garden just now. But how do people feel about that? Do we feel that we should continue like that, or should we open it up more? Tricky one.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought come November I'd be safe enough saying I can go to Edinburgh for a heart course, but I'm beginning to wonder now if that's actually going to be possible.
I just want to go to Braehead for a burger.
Are you in a Big Mac or something? Oh.
Well, once in a while. Oh, don't get me to admit that. I'll get a whole bunch of my friends will start taking a mickey.
I thought you'd make your own burgers. They'd be fabulous.
No.
Okay, moving swiftly.
Yvonne says Lismore is beautiful.
Oh, it is gorgeous, really gorgeous. I didn't realise Ian Carmichael was from Lismore. His gravestone's there. He put together Carmina Gadelica, the Song of the Gale, which is all the stories and songs of the Gaelic people. It's really lovely. Anyway.
Can I have some sad news?
Some sad news?
Yeah.
You need some sad news?
Yeah, I need some sad news. We lost a very, very lovely person this week.
Yes, we did.
I was talking to Janice, and we've both agreed that this was our favourite customer. Not our biggest customer, not our most influential customer, but our favourite customer. Ravi Bullock, Ravi Sillars, however you like to call her, died last, I think it was Tuesday morning, and I'm very grateful for her niece who contacted me and let me know just after she died that she had done. We were going to get Ravi's interview done on a recorded show at some point, and she was just so fun to be with, and we had that repartee with her. She would come into the shop and the shop would be full of people, and I would shout out to Janice, "Oh, who's this old bat coming in now?" And she would just pick up on it. And at 80 odd years old, she was so up for a bit of gusto in the shop, just to, and she was so switched on. I mean, she was driving around. She had a car. She drove around all over the place. A huge amount of stuff that she did for Lumlash Church. She does all their greetings cards and all the artwork of the church has been done. Yeah, she was great. Yeah, but not Arran born and bred. She was in Glasgow. She went to the School of Art in Glasgow, and then came over here with her husband, who died long time ago. Just sadly missed by a lot of people. Certainly a lot of people in the congregation in Lumlash. So big loss, that one, and a little bit of a shock, and I'm really upset. I mean, one way to get out of an interview with me, but I mean, it was. But she was a great believer. The positive spin on this is, going back even 10 years, she would just come into the shop and say, I'm just fed up with this life now. I just want it over so I can start again. And that she was a massive believer in another life. So so she'll turn up somewhere.
I dare say she will. I think she will.
Probably as a bee and bite me. Or as a tick.
Or as a tick, yes.
And then we lead on. Go on.
Speaking of ticks, I said to Graham earlier, I said, I want to talk about ticks. He went, oh, seriously? Mary actually got bitten by, she got a tick on her yesterday, and I hadn't realised, I don't know how, but they're horrible things, and they're rife just now. There's lots of them about, they're probably pulling them off dogs and all sorts, and yourself. They're not difficult to remove, but there's a lot of folklore about how to remove them, like putting Vaseline over them or putting alcohol over them. Worst thing you can do, actually.
Big waste of alcohol as well.
Worst thing you can do. As soon as you threaten the tick, it clamps down, or worse, actually shoots basically saliva and poison into your bite. If you don't have a tick remover, which they cost a couple of quid, you'll get them in the chemist. In fact, they might even have them in the co-op. I think I bought mine years ago in the co-op. It's a really handy wee tool, wee plastic thing.
Do you want me to shout? Ask.
But you just grab the tick and a slight flick and pull it out gently. Done. Whereas with tweezers, if you do that, don't twist it, just pull it straight out. Get as far down as you can and pull it straight out, because if you twist it with tweezers, chances are you'll snap it in half, and you really don't want that. But the main thing with tick removal is keep an eye on it, because it's usually about 2 weeks after. If you have any symptoms, fever, a bullseye rash they call it, or anything that you just don't feel right with, go and get it checked. It's not that common, but Lyme's disease is not something you want to get. So if there's anything, just keep an eye on it, and a couple of weeks down the line, if it's all clear, it's fine. Put some rubbing alcohol up. Everyone's got hand sanitizer just now, so that's the best thing. If you do get one out, just put some hand sanitizer on it. It'll nip, but that's the best thing you can do for it.
Cool.
And then keep an eye on it. Okay, moving swiftly.
Just needed another disease, didn't we? Just to keep that.
Well, I actually know quite a few people that have Lyme's, and it's not one you really want to get, and it's so easy. If you just keep an eye on it, make sure, in a couple of weeks' time it's all healed up and there's no weird rash and you're not feeling untowards, then get it checked if you are. Just go and get it checked if you are. Okay, that's...
Thank you, Dr. McLeod.
Thank you, Dr. McLeod.
Good.
I wrote a whole page on this, actually.
You're obsessed with ticks.
Oh, they're horrible things. They're really, really horrible things. Not nice, but there are a lot of them just now.
The golf courses are open. Did you spot golf courses?
Well,
no?
To be honest, I use the golf course sometimes for a shortcut down off the High Forest track if I'm out walking, and there's been quite a lot of golfers up there already, but they're not, like single golfers on a golf course, they're not exactly going to be in contact with anyone else.
No,
I know. Does that count as your daily exercise anyway?
I'm sure it does.
But I think now you can go with some people outside.
But they were certainly playing golf down there the minute 9 o'clock struck on whichever day it was when we were allowed to go and play golf.
Do you play golf?
No, I don't. Sorry about the noise.
It's a really noisy neighbourhood you've got.
It's Alistair Bilston. makes a noise whether he's got a tractor or not. Oh, did I say that out loud? um, so you can go and play golf. What else can we do? We can sit in the same garden.
This is lovely. This is lovely. It's really nice. It's a nice garden.
I haven't even had to
pond.
supply
I mean, once the
alcohol
pond's
to the-
filled up, I could just.
The pond will be finished
I could have
on
a-
Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday.
We're having
Is
a
that
pond,
definite?
and we're having a little waterfall under the deck into the pond.
Are you going to have a socially distanced pond party?
Not yet. I've got a few more bits I want to do in the garden yet. But anyway, enough about my garden. I do put an apple tree in, and I put it in far enough away from the fence that the neighbours can't steal them.
Do you have a photograph of what's happening in my garden just now?
No. What's happening in your garden? Did you send me one? Oh, yes, I do.
Yes.
Yeah, I do. Hang on a second. I do. I'll just enlarge it a little bit. Here we go. This is what's happening in Heather's garden right now.
Do you know, Mary, when she used to go to Young Nats when she was still at primary school, and they all built a wee birdhouse. So that's not yesterday, it's quite a few years ago. And it's been there, and every single year we have blue tits in the wee bird box. And
Good.
every single year I get so excited about them. 'cause
Our
it's so
house
much fun.
martins came back as well.
I thought did you not have a problem with them?
Well, yeah, the sparrows dragged them out and beat them up, so they didn't come back for a while, but they came back eventually.
I didn't think they would do that.
Oh, the sparrows are awful. They're little buggers.
We've got cuckoos in the
Um,
field next to us, and I mean, as much as I like the sound of cuckoos, they're not the most
We've
the
got
nicest
cuckoos.
of birds.
We've got cuckoos next to us as well, but anyway.
Did I tell you about my wee pond? I didn't get a picture of it. I got quite a big fright. The pond was there was quite a lot of weed and stuff in it, so I was clearing it out, and I put my hand right down to the bottom just to clear out some of the silt and a couple of the stones from the edge that had
Mhm.
dropped in over the time.
Mhm.
And a huge big frog living at the bottom of my pond.
Well, where else would it live?
I was really excited.
But where else would it live? I thought you must have known there was a frog in there, seeing you had frog spawn.
Yeah, no, but
It's
then I
usually the
thought
two go.
the frog spawn didn't survive this year, so I just assumed that, I don't know, I had nothing in the pond. But no, I have a frog in my pond. There we go.
Good, good. Well, I've got Carter busy today with, and I've given you a bag of what we've been
Oh,
up. We've been up
yes.
collecting fir cones, not pine cones, but fir cones. The
It-
Fraser cones they are, and
He needs a nice label for this.
Yes, he's gonna
Do
do
you know
it-
anyone that can do labels?
no, there's no graphic design company on the island that's currently at work. We've put little we're fragrancing them as well. So they're on Aaron Graphics Facebook page. If you fancy a bag of fragrance pine cones, there's pine and there's tobacco and oak and there's eucalyptus.
These are lovely too,
Um,
because a lot of them are overpowering or really.
They're just nice for
It's
in
a
the
really
house. You get a
nice-
waft off them. It's just
it's-
like a strong potpourri.
But it's a really nice scent. It's not overpowering.
But it's trying to get Carter to do
And
something. So.
there's tiny little wooden love hearts in
Yeah,
it.
there
too.
is. Yeah.
Really sweet.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to get him busy on something. It's taken 9 weeks for him to get motivated to get them in a bag because we picked
What are
them
you retailing these at?
about £3, I think.
They're worth it because they'll last quite a while because it's got a really good fragrance.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Slide you a fiver later. Right. So yeah, keeping the kids busy is. I mean, they're not even halfway through this time off that they've got, including the summer holidays. They're still not halfway through, and it's a difficult one because you meet the teachers locally and you're not quite sure who's doing what and what they're concentrating on, and then the headmaster's Barry has just left. So
Is there no online teaching going to be going on?
well, I
Has
don't
there been
know. We're
anything?
hoping the teachers are back tomorrow, so we're hoping that something's going to kick in just to keep them more amused.
Who've got now?
That's Gemma, the veterinary assistant.
Oh, you know them well.
I know
don't
this
you?
is the trouble with living here. Partly the reason I've got 130 trees coming to go right the way around is because here's Alistair Bilson coming again. I mean,
It's allowed.
no, but I mean the tractor. It should be taken out and shot. That machine. It's look at it. I mean, it's something like from 1920s. Look.
That's pretty cool.
You'd think you need a crash helmet or something with that on.
I don't even think you need a license for a tractor.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think he was going to be doing some farming, but he's not. He's launching all these boats.
Well, on a day like today, if you had a boat, would you not be wanting to launch it?
I don't like boats that much. I'd like a jet ski. Carter wants a jet ski.
Oh, I think they're more dangerous than boats.
Well, I don't know. They're fine. just to show off around the bay. That's all he wants it for.
It's just because it's got speed. Anything with speed.
Yeah, I know. He's at that age. He wants a car now as well.
A lot of people are using bicycles, and I don't mean children. I mean adults. There's lots of adults of all ages out in bicycles.
Yep.
And when you go for a walk, up the top of the hills and forest tracks, places like that, they're all up there too because they've got eco bikes, so they can get up there a lot easier and then cycle. I quite fancy one. Quite expensive.
They're all right.
But
All I
they're
would say, if
lovely.
you're sharing the path with other people, I had a guy. We were going up the Goatfell track the other day, and a guy was coming down at a good rate of knots, and had we not ducked out of the way, he would have gone straight into us. Just on one of these huge, big all-terrain mountain bikes.
Right.
He just must have just felt he was on his own.
I know
and
in Whiting Bay they've got lots of new cycle paths like off the forest route
Right.
for bikes. It's great. No, I quite fancy one. I might hire one. I think I might hire one. I'd want a mountain one though.
A mountain bike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got a mountain bike. I
No,
think I'd be tired by the time I
not
got
for me.
it to the top.
not for me. I might buy a Lamborghini, but
You wouldn't get that up the forest track. Well, you probably would, but you wouldn't be good. You wouldn't be good for
what
it.
else is in the banner?
Big Davies challenge is
Oh,
still
yes,
going.
yeah.
What a guy. I don't know which's worse. I mean, he had to stop it for a couple of days because the weather was so bad with the wind.
Yep.
And then, I mean, walking with a barrel in this weather.
I
When
don't
he
know.
did
Where
the-
is he though now?
Last I looked, he was coming past Sannox. He's gone right
must be
round the
coming
top,
down-
so he's
down here
coming
then.
down now. I reckon he's probably pretty close to here. But it's grueling, absolutely grueling.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was weather like this when he took the anvil up. Goat fell. Really, really hot.
iPad's burning up.
Burning. Do you want a
Fine.
paper
No,
to
that's
put it on?
fine. That's fine. That's fine. It's just so unusual to have anything burning in Arran. Has anyone seen any dolphins? That's the other thing. I haven't seen any at all. I've had the long-range lens out. I've had it a few times out, so I could see a dolphin from sort of 6 miles away on that lens I've got, but there's
Right.
been nothing out.
Somebody said there were
Um,
porpoises off Corrie.
hmm
I find it quite difficult to tell sometimes the difference between a pod of porpoises and a pod of dolphins.
Yeah, especially when they're underwater.
Porpoises tend to be more black, are they not? I think so.
Yes, yeah. Harbour porpoises. I think they're harbour porpoises. They're very black, yeah. And dolphins are dark grey. So that's not going to help
They
you
all
very
look
much.
like Flipper.
Exactly. Exactly. I think we're done. I don't see anything else in there. There's a picture of Nicola Sturgeon, so that's staying where it is. But I think we have done what we.
I think that's it.
You just wanted to come up for a glass of wine, didn't you? Really, sit in the sun. I think people will watch this later on when the midges are out.
Well, I wouldn't really sit in and watch it. Has anyone been watching at this time now?
Douglas McIntosh has just said, "Great stuff, folks. Weather like this ain't for work. Chill and take in and adventure. Stunning views." Yeah, we've got some nice views. We do have some very nice views. We were waiting for did the ferry come in?
I don't know.
I didn't spot it. No, I think we would have heard it.
It doesn't sail on a Sunday.
Oh, it doesn't sail on a Sunday, does it? So I set all this up knowing that I had the sea there and this ferry doesn't come in.
Did you want the ferry coming
I
in?
should have had Carter with a little one on a cardboard stick just behind my tree there. Yeah, I wanted a bit of action, prove that we're on the island. But no, it's look how flat it is out there. I mean, it's just, and the BBC's grabbed 2 of my pictures this week.
I need a new kayak. I sold my kayak to upgrade it.
Kayak, mountain bike. Les, you've got a hell of a Christmas coming, mate.
Well, I've got the mountain bike and I had a kayak which I sold to replace, but I haven't had time. I've been really busy.
Busy.
Yeah, I mean this takes up a lot of energy.
I know. Well, we're not going anywhere this year, and I've sort of kind of promised Carter instead of going to California, we get a hot tub in. But that'll need completely screening off because there's no way I'm sitting in a hot tub with Alistair Bilson driving past in his tractor. So we'll think about it.
What would you power it with? Logs or
Logs.
solar?
Get a Swedish one. Yeah.
I'm just always worried. I know people that have got them and they work really well, but I'm always worried that if something goes wrong with the thermostat, you end up like soup.
You end up like what?
Soup.
Soup. I was just going to see if I can get a picture of Goat Fell. Just stay where you are, Heather. There we go. You're in the shot. There was actually a blackbird running across the lawn I was going to get. But yeah, that's us.
That's it.
That's it.
If Anyone
to
else
you.
has any news or anything exciting things happen, then let us
Someone
know.
needs a mountain kayak, Mark Harwood saying.
That's a good idea.
Helen McLean says, can't wait to go paddling. We were down at Cladach Beach yesterday, and every day this last couple of weeks, apart from Saturday last weekend, of course, there's been people swimming in the sea. And the sea is such a lovely colour at the moment. It's that summer colour, that nice turquoisey.
I'm missing not having it. This is the first year I haven't
Um,
had a kayak in years. I sold it to Upgrade and I haven't done that yet. So I am kayakless. That one?
Yeah, I had one. Carter and I had one. We had a couple of instances where we shouldn't have been out in Loch Ranza, and I think that was it. That was the end of that idea. But
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to choose your day with it. That's the only thing. And then you get tempted to go out when the weather's not quite as flat as you might want it to be.
I've been out in days like this though, and suddenly a wee cloud comes over, and you really need to know what you're doing. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got to respect the sea.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's but it's flat calm again today. Couldn't be in a nicer place, I don't think. Yeah, it's one of those things. We're talking to a lot of people yesterday, just walking up and down the beach, and they're all saying the same thing. Don't want to go on holiday, So we've been very lucky to be marooned here as we are with this weather, and watering our garden 3 times a day.
Oh, no.
No, you're not. No. I've got to. I've got all these things in pots. Right. We're done.
That's it.
We're done. We're out of here. Thank you very much. We shall see you probably here next week, weather permitting, or maybe around there, but I don't know.
I will need to get a gazebo.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
an idea. We could just have one of those gazebos.
Yeah, I'll just get one of them. Yeah. Yeah, we've got loads of money. You get your kayak and your mountain bike, and I'll get a gazebo. Right. See you next week.
Bye now.